Welcome to Channel 18 News. I'm Jim Rogers. Hopkins County deputies found him standing in the doorway of his apartment on Jackson Street. There they served an indictment warrant for aggravated sexual assault of a child on William Lonnie Wallace, age 57, of Sulphur Springs. The offense occurred in February of this year, according to Sulphur Springs Detective Sergeant David Gilmore. Wallace is charged with having committed the aggravated sexual assault of a 3-year-old child. Gilmore investigated the case and turned the case over to the district attorney's office in May. The DA's office took the case to the June 16th grand jury, which issued a sealed indictment against Wallace. Wallace is in Hopkins County Jail being held on a $50,000 bond. Monday afternoon, Sulphur Springs celebrated the return of Dale Francis following his bicycle ride to Washington, D.C. Francis, age 74, rode his bicycle over 1,500 miles to the capital to raise awareness for the 74 seamen who lost their lives during the Vietnam War. His desire is to have their names placed on the National Vietnam War Memorial Wall, and he seems to be having some success.
I turned 74 in May, and I rode my bicycle to Washington, D.C. in honor of 74 shipmates I lost off the coast of Vietnam.
Tell me that story.
June 3rd, 1969, we were operating with an Australian aircraft carrier. 3 o'clock in the morning, while it darkened ship, we were maneuvering around the carrier, and we goofed. We had some inexperienced officers on the con, and they went in front of the carrier, and the carrier cut us in half. The front half rolled over and sank within 3 minutes. I was on the front half. The back half curled around the carrier, and an Australian sailor jumped down onto it and lashed it up with mooring ropes, kept it afloat. The guys on the back half climbed a rope ladder up to the carrier. The 74 were lost off the front half. There were only about 25 to 30 of us that got off the front half.
And you rode your bicycle to Washington, D.C.
Yes.
to draw attention to this.
Yes. They are not listed on the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall because at the time of the collision, we were 100 miles outside of the official combat zone. We had just left the gun line firing gunfire support for the troops ashore. Pulled off for this exercise, and we were going back to Vietnam. We had a full wartime complement of ammunition on board. We left the United States for one reason, the Vietnam War. The day of the accident, we actually received credit for Vietnam service. So on one hand, they're saying we're there, on the other hand, they're saying we weren't. These men deserve to be on that wall with their brothers. They died in Vietnam, serving their country. Their country called them, they answered the call. Now the country needs to answer their call and put them on the wall.
So do you feel this was a successful venture?
I do. There's been movement. We're not on the wall yet, but the support has been just tremendous. Thousands and thousands of people have contacted their senators, representatives, gotten them to contact the Department of Defense. The Department of Defense is currently reviewing the situation. It's the first time in 47 years that they have agreed to review the situation. And after the ride, I was called in to meet with the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund, and they were talking about the logistics of getting these men on the wall. They implied, in fact they actually said, that they believe that the Defense Department will agree to put them on the wall. It's just a matter of time. And the wall is running out of space, so we're going to have to shorten our names and just use initials. The first 2 initials and the last name of these men, but at least they will be on the wall.
What kind of journey did you have?
Very slow and painful.
Did you ride the same bicycle all the way from here to Washington?
Yes, I did. Yes, I bought it just before I left, and it's a cross trail. It's a sort of a hybrid between a mountain bike and a road bike, and it serves very well. I had very little problem. I had 10 flat tires. I had I wore out a chain, I wore out a shifting cable, but basically it served very well. I was real proud of it, and it's not an expensive bike.
How far is it from here to Washington?
Well, actually about 1,250 miles by car, but the way we rode, I put in 1,569.6 miles.
Why the extra mileage?
Because you don't go by the way of cars. You have to find routes where you can ride without interfering with traffic or endangering your lives. Obviously, I can't take interstates, so it's just finding the proper road to ride.
What kind of people did you find between here and there?
Absolutely fantastic. I mean, it's just far beyond what anything I would have ever expected. People were just so wonderful. We had one guy that said, "Get off my road." in 1,550 miles, that's pretty good. It was a wonderful trip. People all up and down the road stopped us. We had a little town we went through in Kentucky, and the mayor, the coroner, the judge, the head of the Chamber of Commerce, the newspaper, Vietnam, or the Veterans Advocate, they all showed up. In a town of probably 200 people. It was wonderful. We had, I think, 39 interviews, about 6 of those being TV interviews. So we had a great response. Was interviewed by Military Times, by Los Angeles Times. So it got national press. We did well. When I say we, by the people that supported us, the people that called their representatives and their senators, we're going to get this done. These boys deserve to be on that wall. They died there. There should be no boundaries for heroes.
The Chamber of Commerce is hosting a speed networking event Tuesday, August 30th from 6 until 8 p.m. at Cedar Canyon. They are also preparing for the stew contest and have a photo contest underway. Leslie Brown with the Chamber of Commerce was interviewed by Doug Haston of Channel 18 News.
The Chamber of Commerce is hosting a speed networking event at the end of the month on Tuesday, August 30th from 6 to 8 p.m. It will be at Cedar Canyon, and Lindsay's Plates and Provisions is providing our food. And so let me tell you what speed networking means. It's an opportunity for everyone to, we're looking at having about 100 people come in and they will eat. We have a little bit of a person coming in to talk about networking and how to be comfortable with it, break the ice a little bit, and then we will do what we call speed networking. And it's just like speed dating. You have 1.5 minutes and with each person, 1.5. And so that's enough time that you can exchange your business card, you can explain your business and what you do, and then the other person can do that as well. And then one line sits still and the other line moves down. And so that way, every 1.5 minutes, it's moving and you're getting to meet all of these people.
How'd you come up with this idea?
It's actually the second time the Chamber's done it. We did it last year and we did it out at the airport. And everyone loved it, but we ran out of space very quickly. And so this year we've decided to move it on out to Cedar Canyon. We have all of the space in the world. And we're going to go ahead and have food and beverages there so that it can just be a whole night of it. And the tickets are $25.
Where is Cedar Canyon?
Cedar Canyon is on 154, headed towards Yanis, but just barely outside of town. And so it's a beautiful venue that I think we'll all enjoy very much. October is well on its way. We have sent out all of the cook letters and the sponsor letters. So one thing that I need to let everyone know is if you cooked last year and you have not gotten a cook's letter, they have gone out. So we need to know up here at the Chamber that you didn't get one. So if you moved or if for some reason you just didn't get it, just call up here and let us know. And then also, if you are interested in sponsoring a stew or any of we have many different things you can sponsor. If you're interested in doing that, call up here and let us know as well. And in the meantime, everyone is turning in their cooks, fee or the sponsor fees, and the cooks are coming in and making sure that their sites are still the same.
Do you have any extra stew pots?
That is one thing we've been talking about. Sometimes people are done making stew and they want to sell their pot. And so the stew pots are just very expensive. So if you're interested in selling your stew pot, call up here and let us know that as well, because we have people that are wanting to buy them.
For new stew cooks, what's the routine?
The new stew cooks, call up here and let us know. You are going to find a sponsor for your stew, or you can sponsor your own stew if you'd like. And then on September the 16th, that is the last day for stew cooks to sign up and keep their spot from last year. On September 19th, which is Monday morning, we will open the doors and be ready to take anybody who wants to try to move their spot. So that will be on September 19th.
How many spots do we have available?
160, almost 170.
And what are you going to do if 180 show up?
We will find spots. We are excited. I want it to grow as much as we can, and so we are encouraging everyone who wants to cook to come on and cook. There's one more thing we need to talk about. The Hopkins County Chamber of Commerce is in the middle of their first annual photography contest. And so that is going to expire and end on August 31st. And so I'm looking to get more entries. And so the information is on the website. We even have a kids category, but I haven't gotten any kids contributions yet. No one has turned one in. And so we'd like to get as many pictures as possible by the 31st.
You need photographs or digital?
It is digital. And so they'll enter those at wethechamber@gmail.com. And then we have a panel selected to judge them.
What kind of pictures are you looking for?
There are, in fact, if you get on the website, there are several different categories. There's 7 actually. Some being travel in Hopkins County, some being people in Hopkins County, the Hopkins County experience. It just kind of goes, there are many different, one being the kids category. One is digital, or one is mobile that you take with your mobile phone. There's also an enhanced category. So if you've done any enhancements to the photo, it will go in that category. And so it looks like it's going to be a really fun thing to do, but I'd love to have more entries. The picture has to be newer than January 1st, 2014.
So it's got to be made this year.
Well, it can be all of 2014 and all of 2015.
Oh, okay.
And then so far in 2016.
So it's got to be at least 3 years.
Yes, 2.5.
Limited to Hopkins County,
We do want the photos to be taken in Hopkins County.
so no Dallas skylines. at
That's
night.
right. They need to be Hopkins County.
Here's Don Julian with sports.
Wildcats tennis coach Tony Martinez had plans for his team tennis squad to have 7 matches under their belts before district play got underway on September the 6th. A scheduling mix-up and lots of August rain have ruined those plans. The latest rainout occurred Monday. The Wildcats had a scheduled afternoon match at Wills Point. It was washed out and will not be rescheduled. Back on August the 9th, a morning match at White House was not played due to a scheduling error. August 16th matches in Tyler against Jacksonville and John Tyler were canceled by rain. The Wildcats did win an August 9th match at Mount Pleasant and then lost at home on August 11th by 1 point to Sherman. The Wildcats have a 1-1 record, and they may be able to salvage a third pre-district match. The Wildcats are scheduled to play at Terrell Thursday at 4 p.m. That match was originally scheduled last Thursday afternoon, but it was postponed due to rain.
Thanks for watching Channel 18 News. Have a great evening.